Morris. And there's the tip, and we are underway. Northern Kentucky with possession of the ball first. Bryson Langdon will run the point. And they'll do a couple of handoffs at the top of the key. Here's Vincent into the painted area. He lost control of it, might have been knocked out of his hands. Northern Kentucky re-secures the possession. Shot clock does not recycle, so they have to be aware of that. Here's Langdon on the bounce. Still in the painted area. Looks like he needs help, and they'll call the travel. I thought that was going to be 3 seconds, but either way, it's a turnover on Northern Kentucky's first possession.
You see the early emphasis for Northern Kentucky to get it inside as we take a look at the keys to the game. For Robert Morris, got to protect the rock. They can't turn the ball over. Northern Kentucky killed Oakland with points off the turnovers. For NKU, own the paint. You can see it already. They're trying to get the ball inside. And for both teams, it's going to come down to defense. Robert Morris, when they give up more than 70 points, they're 0-18. Northern Kentucky 12-0 when they score more than 70.
Robert Morris, a team that does not struggle to score the ball. They struggle to stop it, as you see Matt Mayers, a junior, make the first shot of the game for either team, and it's the Colonials who break the seal first. Here's Vincent with the floater. Little heartbreak hotel as that rattles in and out, but he is fouled, and he will go to the free throw line as Jerron Williams is the guilty party for Robert Morris.
And no secret to what Northern Kentucky's trying to do. They're trying to drive the ball inside, and again, getting the high ball screen there, and getting the floater, and did everything but go in the basket, but a chance for some free throws.
Vincent has struggled offensively in his last few games, but he has been the team's pretty much most consistent player as he rattles that one in, because even when he doesn't score, he does a lot of other good things.
He's always going to find a way to make a difference in the game, even if it's not in the points column.
Vincent ends up making both of them. And now Northern Kentucky is going to pick up full court here. Not a look you see often out of Darren Horn, at least this early in the game. And they get the interception from Vincent. The kick out. Now Langdon will drive. He'll continue to drive. And now back out front. You'll see Robert Morris use a lot of zone like they do right now, but they switch defenses often. Here's Faulkner for three. Got it! Trayvon Faulkner from long range.
It's a beautiful skip pass to the other side. Nobody picked him up. You give him that much time to shoot, it's going to go into the bottom of the basket.
Let's take a look at Robert Morris's starting five. Khalil Spear, Michael Green III, Enoch Cheeks, Jerron Williams, and Matt Mayers are the starting five for Andy Toole's team, and that one rattles in for Spear. Northern Kentucky now with the ball, leading by a point. Another floater by Vincent at the logo area, and clearly Northern Kentucky saw something on film to identify there to attack that zone defense.
Yeah, no question about it. They're using those high screens to get the switches they want, get the matchups they want, and getting favorable matchups inside the paint.
Spear attacks. He goes after Brandon, no good. And now here's Warwick on the run. He doesn't have numbers, so he waits for help. Langdon. Now it's Warwick with it. Long three-pointer, splash!
That's bad news for Robert Morris if Northern Kentucky's going to shoot like that from the outside, because when they do, they are awfully hard to beat.
And that's the thing. Sometimes they don't get off the hot starts and continue to shoot that three, but hitting your first two is a good sign for this club. Here's Williams trying to answer, no good. It's rebounded by Mayers, and he puts it up and in, the big fella, using his brute strength.
That was a grown man finish right there. Big-time offensive rebound and a big stick back.
Here's Warwick with it, now over to Vincent. Vincent again driving off the banking board and in. And right now, Sam Vincent's controlling the pace of the game off the bounce.
Robert Morris is going to have to make an adjustment defensively. They're allowing Northern Kentucky too many easy looks inside. And then when they do collapse down, they're hitting out shooters on the outside. They're knocking them down.
There's Williams with it now. Long three-pointer by Cheeks, no good. Mayer and Faulkner battling, and it's Warwick who comes away with the loose ball. Warwick, little razzle-dazzle, and a step back from inside the arc. Curls out, and then a flying stick back for Faulkner.
Boy, when it's going right, it's going right. And right now, Northern Kentucky is feeling it on both ends of the floor. offensively, this may be the best I've seen them look all season.
They have come out to a hot start, that is for sure. Now Robert Morris needs to stop the bleeding. From the elbow, Mayer no good, and it's Warwick with the rebound. Langdon trying to push. He directs traffic. He's trying to post up here against Green, and now he'll kick it back out. Faulkner. Now it's Langdon. He'll get the screen from Brandon and drive, and he'll take on Green one-on-one and finish.
Right now, everybody wearing a gray uniform thinks that every ball they put up is going to go in, and how do you prove them wrong? And everything's working right now. When that happens, there's not much you can do if you're Robert Morris.
Northern Kentucky are 6 out of their first 8 here from the floor as they take a 10-point lead here in the early going. Here's Green. He makes Langdon fall down and hit the elbow jumper.
Well, they absolutely needed to have that. Northern Kentucky's just so hot on offense.
Warwick attacks, and then he is fouled. When they were in the Northeast Conference, but I think the biggest win he ever had in his entire career was that 2013 NIT game in the first round against a depleted Kentucky Wildcat team. But nonetheless, it's always going to say Robert Morris beat Kentucky in a postseason tournament game.
And I guarantee you, however many people say they saw that, you can probably cut that by a tenth. And actually, people who saw it, I'm sure nobody believed it. But that's one of those things you always remember when you can beat one of the blue bloods, and it doesn't get much bluer, so to speak, than Kentucky.
Most definitely is. Northern Kentucky cashes in the free throws there. And now the Colonials, they have a couple new players in the game. Cam Ferris, number 0, is out there, along with Brandon Stone, a 6'10" post player. And how about the block shot by Trey Robinson, who just checked in?
Well, there's just not much you can do about that kind of length. He never saw it coming. That came from behind. And right now, Robert Morris struggling on offense, which is a bad sign for them because defensively it's been a tough season.
Also Adrian Nelson in for Northern Kentucky. Warwick with it for the Norse. Faulkner waits on a screen from Nelson. It's a solid one. Now Warwick. He'll go up against Ferris, and it counts. Marquez Warwick uses the glass, and Northern Kentucky continues its hot streak through the first media break.
Andy Toole just kind of shrugged his shoulders like, what are you supposed to do? You play pretty good defense, and then you go turn it over at the other end. Certainly not going to make him happy, but they're defending okay. Northern Kentucky's just knocking down shots from everywhere right now.
And defense has been an issue for Robert Morris this year. They are last in the league in points given up per contest at 74.5, and that has to improve, but I don't know what you can do right now because Northern Kentucky has been red hot here other than maybe try to switch up your defense.
You're going to have to switch it up. You're going to have to change things up and really just kind of ride it out and hope that Northern Kentucky cools off sometime before you get run out of the gym.
And that is a traveling violation against Bryson Langdon. He took off without establishing a pivot foot, as you do technically have to do that.
It is required.
You have to come to a complete stop. I know everybody thinks a pivot foot encounters, being planted on one foot and then making a move with the other one, but it also includes your takeoff.
Northern Kentucky continuing to put pressure on Robert Morris, bringing the ball up the floor. The way they turned the ball over, I can understand why.
Cheeks for 3, and that made the nylon song noise right there. Enoch Cheeks, 6'3" guard out of Providence, Rhode Island. Second year in the program. Faulkner with it now, back to Warwick. Warwick will operate. He'll attack Stone. Can't make that one, and the big fellow who had a pretty good game against UIC pulls down the rebound. Here's Ferris for 3. Got it. And that's 2. But it's like Darren Horn said a couple weeks back, I need the fans to be resilient. You want my team to be resilient? I need you fans to be resilient and get to the building, be loud, be proud, because his team definitely feeds off the energy.
And that's the biggest difference from Northern Kentucky in the second half of this season is resiliency, toughness. They've shown all of that. That's why they've been on this hot streak.
Here's Hubie Prevorius checking in for the first time. He's had a nice couple of games. Maybe he's back to his normal self. And he shoots for 3. No good. And the ball rolls into the hands of Vincent. Trey Robinson comes up a bit slow. And they'll settle things down after the Shot clock resets at 20. Warwick kicks it out to Robinson. He looks fine now as he kicks it back out to Warwick, and the three ball out of the corner pocket sinks in.
Well, the bad part about a zone defense is it's sometimes hard to get box out responsibilities and be able to get those rebounds. Northern Kentucky got a second chance, and the Norse made them pay.
And Green, there'll be a foul. Kentucky University, success by design. And I am living proof that you can find some success going through that program. I know you're a graduate of Northern Kentucky.
Yes, indeed. Proud graduate.
And there's Adrian Nelson with the hook shot. It's Adrian Nelson finding his offense right there.
I mean, offense for Northern Kentucky is just, Robert Morris is shooting 55%. You would take that start every day of the week. Problem is they can't stop Northern Kentucky.
Checking in number 12, Chase Cook, a preferred walk-on, and he's having all kinds of trouble as Sam Benson goes out to harass him. Now it's Ferris, little behind the back dribble, and the jump shot at the end of the timer, no good. And Nelson had it momentarily, and Robinson comes away with it. Vinson kicks it out to Warwick. Now they'll slow down a bit. And it looks like Robert Morris still in a bit of a matchup 2-3 zone. Here is Pavorius with it now. Hubie to Warwick for three. Got it. Marquez Warwick plays a little string music here on a Thursday night at the BB&T Arena.
Well, it sounds like a whole orchestra of string music right now on that end of the floor. And it is unbelievable to see how Northern Kentucky is attacking on offense.
Now you got to have the idea of we got to keep up this pace somehow as Ferris rattles one in, and he's been some instant offense off the bench for Andy Toole's team as Enoch Cheeks fell down, and that prevents him from intercepting that pass, and Warwick makes him pay.
Unbelievable. It was a great effort there by Cheeks. He falls down. Warwick's wide open. Sure, why not? I'll shoot it into the bottom of the basket. Northern Kentucky with 31 points halfway through this first half.
16 of them for Marquez Warwick. An incredible start for this team. Ferris again, he shows the ball fake, no good, and Nelson gets another rebound. Vincent now will step back out. Warwick will run the point. Here's Pavorius, back to Warwick. Warwick clearly with a hot hand right now. Yes, the heat check, and it is in! Marquez Warwick. Mama, there goes that man!
I've never felt as good in my life doing something as Marquez Warwick feels right now shooting the basketball. That dude cannot miss. 19 points just over halfway through the first half.
The only thing I can compare this performance to was when Drew McDonald scored 30 in the first half against Cleveland State. And he definitely cooled off later on in the game. I think he ended up with 37-38, still a great performance. But Marquez Warwick has just come out and has become red hot.
I just can't even imagine what it's like to see the basket that big right now.
It has to look like a swimming pool right now.
He shot that one, not behind the arc. Behind the arc that's like part of the floor design that is almost out to the logo. And he knew it as soon as he let go. It was in the basket, no doubt.
I don't want to compare him to Steph Curry's performance in the All-Star game the other night, but it's that kind of confidence right now that he's showing. As Green dribbles through traffic, and now he will be fouled. And we'll see who the guilty party turns out to be. It looks like it'll be Sam Benson. And that's just the first foul of the game against Northern Kentucky. There's only been 4 fouls called total so far. So Green will trigger it. Into Mayers. Mayers trying to back down Brandon. Now he's into a double team. Ferris with it. Ferris is shooting well, and nobody's talking about it because of Warwick's night so far. Green with a little step back action, and he knocks one in.
That's exactly what they need right now. All they can do right now is just keep trying to score on offense and hope some way Northern Kentucky cools off.
And somehow they gotta stop Marquez Ward, clearly. And I mean, he's not in the game right now, but when he gets in, I mean, you gotta think about doing things like face guarding, preventing him from even touching the ball.
Put 2 guys on him right now, whatever it takes.
Here's Vincent with it. He discards the screen from Brandon. Still working, spinning, moving, rattling it in. And it is contagious right now as Sam Vincent rattles one home after a numerous move set pair that just is leaving me speechless.
13 of 17 from the floor, 76.5%. That's video game numbers. That's insane.
Here's Green with it. Nice cut to the basket by Ferris, but he runs out of space. Now Green gets it back. Spear drives, baseline, no good, and he cleans up his own mess.
Yeah, good stick back right there. And that's what Robert Morris needs to do more. They need to drive the ball. They need to try to get fouled. They're shooting jump shots, which is great when it goes in, but Northern Kentucky's not really having to defend them. They're not fouling, and only 1 foul with 7 minutes to go in the half. It tells you exactly what the story's been at that end of the floor.
Jake Evans in the game and with the ball as he passes out to Faulkner. No good. Spear was all up in his face. Good defense there. And now here comes Robert Morris. Green. In 3 seasons because he decided to go to grad school and sit on Rick Pitino's bench and be his victory cigar back in 1993, which broke Kenny Shields' heart. But that's another story for another day as we get back to live action. But he's got himself in some rarefied air, meaning Adrian Nelson.
No question about that. And he's had a little bit of different role this year, but still very important coming off the bench as that shot is missed. Last season, he shot almost 69% from the floor. Just an outstanding career he's had here in Northern Kentucky.
Here's Cheeks for 3. Got it. Enoch Cheeks rattles one in. And again, we talked about Robert Morris. It's not like they're shooting poorly. They just can't stop anybody on the other end, and that's a part of that is because of the hot streak of Northern Kentucky. There's a drive to the bucket, and it's tapped up, no good. Tapped up in this time by Brandon, and Andy Toole's upset with his team there, not getting that rebound.
Yeah, because they got what they wanted. They got the miss from Warwick finally, but then you allow Brandon to have 2 very easy putback attempts at the basket. Got to have more toughness than that. You got to push him away and grab that rebound.
And I'm sure it's on the scouting report that Northern Kentucky leads the league in offensive rebounds.
Absolutely.
And you just gave up, 2 of them right there. Here's the drive and the kick. Now another wraparound, Vincent. Look out, Warwick's wide open. That can't happen, but he misses badly. Maybe he was too wide open as he looks at his hands right there, like what in the world could happen? It did look like it slipped out of his hand a bit, but still, just proves he's human right now.
Yeah, I was starting to wonder there for a while. I was starting to think that he was never, ever going to miss again, but he's still feeling it clearly, and what a first half he's had. And now you're Robert Morris, just got to keep plugging away. You got to try to get this under 10 before halftime. Just keep finding a way to get buckets.
Here's Jerron Williams with it now. Extends to create space off of Vincent. No call. Here's Spear thinking about shooting. Now he drives and he dribbles into a triple team. Has it knocked away by Vincent, and Brandon just rips it away from him.
That was an aggressive tie-up right there. Brandon's like, give me that ball.
Well, they're going to call it a jump ball, which is a bailout for Robert Morris. But look at that. Chris Brandon. So that's mine. Get off me.
Like red meat in the lion's cage right there.
And it really wasn't much of a tie-up because Brandon was so aggressive, but that's the call, and we'll roll with it.
And he might have got called for traveling otherwise for rolling over with the ball, so probably the best result possible there for Northern Kentucky.
The timer's at 1, and that is a shot clock violation because it does not hit the rim.
I don't think anybody for Robert Morris realized that, of course, because the tie-up stayed with the same possession, the clock didn't reset.
So that also proves it was a jump ball because there was no recycling of the shot clock. So it turns out to be a turnover for Robert Morris. And now here's Brandon working on Stone. Faulkner asked for the screen. Now he's stuck with Stone, so he gets it out to Faulkner. Make it Langdon. Langdon works on a guy his own size and shoots over top of him, but can't make it. And now here comes Robert Morris as Green. will bring it up after instruction from his coach. Nice little dribbling display there. And in traffic, rejected. Get that weak stuff out of here, Matt Sexton.
You know, you could just see that one coming. You knew, unless they called a foul, he was just sitting there waiting for that. And volleyball players at the professional level would have been proud of that spike.
Hubie Prevorius returns. Hubie had quite the weekend as you take a look at Chris Brandon. On the road, he went 6 for 10 from the three-point line in 2 combined games between Detroit Mercy and Oakland. So, Sheets decides to throw one down after the whistle. They call a foul there on Trey Robinson. But a nice road trip, and hopefully Hubie is kind of snapped out of, his doldrums, and it all started with an injury.
Yeah, and honestly, those 3 threes he had against Oakland were part of that key and that comeback in that second half. He got hot real quick, knocked down a couple of threes, and it just kind of spurred everything else they did.
Spear is blocked by the rim unless Robinson's credited for it. Now Langdon angles in on Williams and lays it in.
Langdon's 5'9", Williams is 6'6". That's just fantastic body positioning right there to keep Williams from being able to block that.
Green brings it up. As Northern Kentucky has hit 40 already here. Williams trying to get into Spear. Now he'll go with Stone, and he has it knocked away by Robinson. Here comes Northern Kentucky again. Hubie steps into one. Misses that one kind of badly. And Robert Morris will get the rebound.
It's almost like he took an extra step there. Seemed to mess off his rhythm on the shot.
Here's Williams. Nice move off the window pane.
Exactly what they needed to do. Get down and get to the basket as quickly as possible.
So Northern Kentucky will slow things down after the Robert Morris bucket. Langdon trying to use the screen from Nelson. Now here's Robinson with it. 10 on the timer. And Kentucky is going to have to start working towards the basket here. And they call that on Cheek.
From three-point range, 6 of 10 from the floor, 19 points. Just having a monster game. The only thing cooled him off was just getting a break, coming out of the game for a couple minutes.
He is 1 3-pointer short of tying a career high. He had 6 against Green Bay. He has 5 already here, and we still got 2.5 minutes left to go in the first half as Vinson at the logo comes up short, and Cheeks rips down the rebound.
It's good defensive work that time by Cam Ferris, able to force a tough shot at the end of the timer. Now again, Robert Morris just got to keep scoring and hope to get some stops for the half.
Green over to Ferris. He's open. You got to get in front of that guy because he has shown he's capable of knocking it down.
41% from three-point range, and if you leave him that open, he's going to be a lot higher percentage than that.
And that's 3 of them so far here tonight. Here's Faulkner with it. Over to Langdon. Nelson posting up on Stone, but he's pretty far out. But all that's going to do is give him room to operate.
I'm sure that's what Stone was thinking. See, he's pretty far out, but he's just going to back him down, go right to the basket, and there's no stopping him when he gets a full head of steam.
That's 2 buckets there for Adrian Nelson. Adrian not really known for his offensive prowess as Green in traffic misses, and that's what Adrian Nelson's known for, is cleaning the glass. There's an alley-oop, and Nelson couldn't quite handle it. A lot of traffic there. Not sure if that's the best decision. And Robert Morris can't make Northern Kentucky pay. Warwick, the shake and bake, the dribble behind the back, the right-handed miss, and now it's Nelson, no good on the stick back. So right now, little heartbreak hotel on the Northern Kentucky side as we approach the 1-minute mark of the half, but Nelson gets the steal. Warwick, and he'll be fouled by Ferris.
I would say Robert Morris got some stops, but they didn't really get stops as much as Northern Kentucky just missed some open shots. But then they just give it right away at the other end. You have a turnover, the worst kind, right at the top of the key. Allows the Norse to get out and run. No choice but the foul Warwick. Put him on the free throw line.
So Ferris commits the foul. It's only the team's 5th, but it's in the act of shooting. So Warwick will go to the line looking to score his 20th point of this first half. And he cannot do it as he misses the first. Come up a little bit short as Robinson will return and Vincent will go out. Marquez Warwick, best free throw shooter on the team statistically at over 80%, and he'll make that one. So he gets the 20. In fact, he's the only player for either team in double digits, and he's got 20.
He's only 9 behind Robert Morris as a team.
There's Green trying to add to that total for the Colonials. He has the ball now. He'll drive, he'll pull up just inside the free throw line and put it in.
Yeah, and it's been a pretty good offensive half for Robert Morris. And in most games against most teams, they'd feel pretty good about what they've done offensively. Shoot 50% in the first half, you're down by 12 and maybe more at the half.
So Langdon will, looks like he'll dribble for close to the last shot. There's about 2 seconds difference between the game clock and the timer. So Langdon will go to work now. Faulkner for 3. Got it! Trayvon Faulkner with a 3 ball in Northern Kentucky. From the three-point line, you should be in front, not behind 15, and that's where Robert Morris finds themselves because Northern Kentucky shoots almost 64%.
And again, that's been the bugaboo for Robert Morris all season is defensively. They just cannot get stops. That's why they lost that game against UIC. They needed stops at the end to finally put it away, and they couldn't do it.
Here's Warwick with it. Drives, lays it up, no good. Mayers gets the rebound, and now Robert Morris looking to push the pace. Green will circle back out because Bryson Langdon did a good job of staying in front in transition. Green gets it back as Robert Morris tries to attack that Northern Kentucky zone. Mayers spins into trouble, misses badly, and Faulkner comes away with the rebound.
It's almost like he could feel Langdon behind him just lurking, waiting for him to turn at the wrong time, and just never really got a good post position to be able to get a good shot.
There's Warwick with it now. Boy, they've got Williams all over Warwick, and there he is. They're starting to face guard and play more man-to-man here as that is kicked back out to the timeline, and Langdon will chase it. So a man-to-man look from Robert Morris, and Warwick being, well, he was face guarded, not now as he gets the ball. Actually, he was going to get the ball, but it was thrown over his head out of bounds and into the front row.
Well, Robert Morris had no choice. They couldn't stay with that zone. I know Northern Kentucky wasn't going to continue to shoot quite as hot as they did in that first half, but you have to get stops, and if you have to get stops, you got to go man-to-man and then just make it about toughness and effort. So far, so good to start the second half.
Sheeks gets it into Mayers. He'll work on Faulkner. Got it this time. Looked a little bit more comfortable there as Matt Mayers now has 6 points. Vincent with it for Northern Kentucky. The alley-oop and the stumperino for Chris Brandon.
That one almost bounced back above the rim after it hit the ground. That was with authority, Brandon with the finish.
Little dribble drive, lob pass, and the special delivery knocked in. Here is Mayers with it. Green, and he hasn't rejected by Brandon. Faulkner comes away with it. He leads Warwick, who lays it up and in. So Marquez Warwick runs the floor and gets rewarded.
Well, sure, Warwick can just shoot from the outside, but nothing better than getting all the way to the basket. He was rewarded for his hustle, getting out in front of everybody and got the easy lay-in.
Well, we noticed last year about the in-between game he has with all the floaters and such. As Vincent for 3, no. Spear had it, and I think a teammate knocked it out of his hand, and Warwick retrieves. Robert Morris tries to reorganize on defense. Langdon discards the screen from Brandon. Now he'll hand off. Faulkner for 3, no good, and it's chased down by Khalil Spear.
That was not a three-pointer in the flow of the offense. That was the timer's running out. We've got to put a 3 up. That's much more what Robert Morris needs Northern Kentucky to do in the second half.
Vincent gets tied up with Spear, and he'll commit the foul against his opposite number. So Sam Vincent with his second foul. Neither team in any kind of foul trouble in that first half. Not very many fouls called.
Not a surprise because there were a lot of jump shots in that first half, and typically when you have two teams shooting the ball from the outside, you don't have a whole lot of fouls.
Northern Kentucky drove to the lane early on, but you know, once they got hot from the outside, they were able to consistently bang down shots. Faulkner leads Langdon, and the little guy lays it up and in.
And there's the problem for Robert Morris. A turnover at the top of the key sets up an easy layup at the other end. You know, they're doing better on the defensive end, and now they're turning the ball over on offense. It's just not their night.
Williams, not a great pass, and they're going to call a foul there against Sam Benson, and that's his third. I said no one was in foul trouble. Sam in a bit of foul trouble now at 3, so Trey Robinson will check in for the freshman, and I don't think Darren Horn was very happy, but I don't think he was upset with Chris Beaver's call.
No.
I think he was upset at his team.
No, because I think it was going to end up being a steal. I think Chris Brandon was going to get there first and take it away, but the foul basically shut that down.
Mayers throws it away, and Robinson out front with a tomahawk stufferino.
Well, in the first half, it was showtime from the outside, and now it's the slam dunk contest. That's big time right there. Like when your signature call ends up on the graphic that leads to all these dunks that we're going to see. That's when you're big time. That's why I love working with Brady Labor. He is big time.
First of all, they spelled it correctly. I love it.
Absolutely.
But for full disclosure, that is a phrase I borrowed.
Hey.
But thanks to Joe Dean Sr., and there's a stufferino on the other end. Joe Dean Sr. is a guy I researched that from, and his son Joe Dean Jr. was also a great broadcaster. But Joe Dean was the Dick Vitale of the South back when I was growing up, and he did all the Jefferson Pilot games, and I saw him growing up, and that he did the string music stuff too, and that just, you know, with that Louisiana twang he had, just, you know, kind of caught my imagination. And, you know, if you're going to steal from somebody, make sure it's the best.
Absolutely.
And I always feel like Joe Dean has really helped me.
And you don't want those calls to fade away when those announcers, you want it to kind of live forever.
It's clearly an homage to him, that's for sure. And that's why I feel like I have to say his name every so often when people try to. And Northern Kentucky and head coach Darren Horn right now is peaking at the right time to try to come away with what would be the program's 4th tournament championship in just a short amount of time.
I'll say that's honestly crazy the way they have dominated since moving into the Horizon League. I mean, it is kind of wide open at the top, but the way this team is playing right now, I certainly wouldn't bet against them to cut down the nets in Indianapolis in a couple weeks.
And here's the thing, with this fan base, you got to understand they've been spoiled. This success has come way too fast, but it is definitely something you're not going to give back. Never apologize for wins.
Absolutely
But understand
not.
When you get a down year maybe, and it could happen, hopefully not, but, you know, it shouldn't have happened this fast, but it has, and you got to embrace it, but also kind of, all right, this just isn't normal.
It's not, and most teams don't come into a new league. I mean, Robert Morris is a prime example of that. They really had a lot of success in the NEC. They come into the Horizon League, and it's been tough the last 2 years, and they'll pick it up. You know, it takes a little time to kind of turn things over with your roster when you move to a new league and get the guys you need. And I'm confident that Andy Toole's going to get there. It's just going to take him a little bit of time to get the right pieces in place.
So that foul was called on Trayvon Faulkner, would send Matt Mayers to the line. He misses the first free throw as Sam Vincent returns, and Trayvon Faulkner will go out. I think Adrian Nelson was up there just cheering his team. I saw him turn around and take a seat. Didn't see he wasn't one of the 5 out there. But either way, Mayers, during my confusion, knocks down one of the 2 free throws, and it's still 21-point lead for Northern Kentucky.
Robert Morris has gone back to that 2-3 zone that they didn't have a lot of success with early. Maybe going to try to trap out of it here.
There's Robinson with it for Northern Kentucky. Nice bullet pass, then a no-look by Vincent. Warwick. They swarm him out of this zone look. And how about Langdon trying to challenge Mayers, and he rejects it. And now Ferris on the run out. No! It's rejected. Take your pick, but it is a foul called. It's either going to be Chris Brandon or Trey Robinson, and it'll be the first selection, Brandon.
I'm not sure both of them didn't block this, and neither one of them are going to get a block shot for it because they ended up with the foul.
Well, Brandon was the closest one to him, so he's the one who makes the contact, but you're right. Talk about double barrel action there.
I mean, it looked for sure like Cam Ferris was just going to easily go in and get the layup. I'm sure that's what he thought too until two guys came flying over the top.
Ferris misses the free throw as Nelson will return, and they'll get Brandon out of there. That was just Brandon's first foul, by the way. 4 on the team here in the half, and want to wish a belated birthday to Christian Brandon. That's how he introduces himself to people, but his professional name is Chris, as he makes that free throw, meaning Ferris. It's a 20-point Northern Kentucky lead. Langdon will get it out to Vincent. He'll take it back. Langdon again, pump fakes instead, and there's Mayers with another blocked shot, and Robinson throws it away.
So a good adjustment by Robert Morris. They're taking away that mid-range jumper now. They're getting out on the shooters on the outside, but then they're having Mayers come out and basically challenge those shots that are 12 or 13 feet away from the basket. He's picked up a couple of blocked shots.
So now they bring in 2 long-range shooters, especially QB Prevorius, but also Trayvon Faulkner, who can do a little bit of both. Maybe Northern Kentucky will extend with some three-point shooting instead of trying to get in the middle. Here's Cheeks with it. Goes off the Stone screen, no good. Mayers gets the rebound, and then he's fouled by Langdon.
We see Matt Mayers pick up the energy level at both ends, trying to drag his team along here, down by 20, but certainly not out of this game yet. And here you see just a great hustle play, tracking down the offensive rebound underneath the basket, earning a pair of free throws.
So Mayers, who split 2 free throws his last time up in his only attempt so far, makes his first one. Mayers shooting 76% as Chase Cook returns and Green will go out.
Spent last year at Hutchinson and National Junior College, was a National Junior College All-American.
Hutchinson, of course, out in Kansas, part of that great Kansas Junior College. That's great, you know, the junior college circuit in the state of Kansas, both basketball and football. And there's Warwick with it. He'll get it back. He's trying to get it into Nelson, but they deny the entry pass. So Warwick will shoot over top of it. No good. He's not feeling it like he was in that first half, but really, who could be after that superhuman performance?
We're pushing that defense out on that zone and making him work a little bit harder to get those open shots.
There's Ferris. He'll drive through traffic, lays it up, no good. Tip up, no good. And Langdon will chase down the loose ball. He fumbles it, gets it back. And now they'll have to run a set. Warwick's wide open, and now he's back on track.
You know, they did a good job on closing out on Prevorius on the one side, but the problem is there was nobody left to close out on Warwick on the other side.
So Marquez Warwick with 25 points. The drive by Cheeks in traffic. Mayers comes away with a loose ball, and he puts it in. So Matt Mayers now with 11 points. He joins Cam Ferris in double figures for the Colonials. Here's Langdon with it. Bullet pass down to Nelson. He tries a pocket pass to Faulkner, and again it's Warwick from the corner, no good, and Stone will get the board.
A little bit too narrow at the top of that 2-3 zone. They're not able to rotate over on the shooter on the wing. They're going to have to make an adjustment, or they're going to keep leaving Warwick open in the corner.
Stone drives, the 6'10 Stone can't finish, showing his guard skills. He was calling for a foul. Instead, Mayers gets the rebound, and he comes up short. Langdon, the reversal, no good, but the tip-in is good by Nelson.
Again, it's those second chance opportunities. You get a stop, easy offensive rebound, easy putback for Nelson, lead back up to over 20 points.
Ferris with it now.
When people do it, you think, that's easy. Like 94 feet. As We have a
I'm
foul
not
away from the ball
sure
there.
if that counted, but Barleycorns has got to revisit that almost.
I would think so. I think it's going to have to go to
because he double tapped it for one, if you noticed.
You wonder if he's a hockey player, because it almost seemed like you see those hockey players will like kind of gear up to shoot it like a wrist shot. Like.
But the point is, whether he gets the lease for the car or not, he. Well, maybe we'll call New York and see if it's good. I'm going with yes.
Yeah.
Because most times it's a putt, and it's, like it takes a long time to get there. That dude smoked that ball.
That thing was
and it went
flying
right
across
down the middle.
I thought for sure it was going to hit somebody in the first row. Like, I thought we were going to have to call the EMS out to have a golf ball removed.
That's the second time this season, and it happened at Indiana when NKU played there. They have a similar promotion. So that's 3 times NKU that I know of has been involved in that kind of situation with a 94-foot putt. And how about Jake Evans getting in the book there?
You do everything right defensively and then just throw one in right at the end of the timer.
And then sometimes, you double clutch a putt.
I'm
for 94
hoping that
feet.
maybe just sitting here at the table is going to make my putting better when the spring rolls around.
Oh, there's
and I'm
no
able
chance
to
of
get
that
out.
for me, Chief.
There's no chance for me either.
Oh, my goodness. Mayers fakes the handoff, no, and it's tipped by Nelson to Evans. Faulkner, touch pass down to Hubie Provorius, and he rattles one in. Hubie Provorius carried the team. He knocked down 4 3-pointers in a 4-minute stretch at the end of that Detroit Mercy game and hit 3 more against Oakland to prove it wasn't a fluke.
And he put his hand up like when he was about halfway to the 3-point line, like, hey, don't forget me, I'm open over here, and then he knocked it down.
So Hubie Provorius back from a back injury. And he's the type of guy you're going to need down the stretch that extends your rotation. Is Jerron Williams, misses badly, and on the floor, Faulkner comes away with it. It's 4-on-4. Here's Hubie again, short, but Nelson gets the offensive board, and he tips it in twice and can't make it fall. And here comes Robert Morris.
And that's what good shot blockers will do. He knew that Mayers was hanging around somewhere and didn't really take his time on the first one, so he rushed the second one even more.
Williams with it. Thought about getting it to Cheeks, but Provorius got in the way of it. Now Williams gets it back. And Nelson is riding the back of Mayers, and he'll be caught doing so. So just the first foul on Nelson, but it is the team's 8th, so it'll send Matt Mayers to the free throw line. As multiple substitutions for Northern Kentucky. Robinson, Brandon, and Warwick all return. There you see Nelson head to the bench. Adrian Nelson now with 6 points and 8 rebounds.
Another solid effort out of him. And
Mayer short arms it, and is that a lane violation?
Yep.
And that's going to be against Northern Kentucky's Trayvon Faulkner. So essentially a mulligan. They'll go back to the 1-and-1. It's the old NBA. I don't know if you're old enough to remember this one. You get 3 to make 2. 3 attempts to get 2.
I mean, that's my kind of rule right there. That's what I need. It's probably still not enough. Xavier Sharpshooter could probably take 1 to make 2. That's how good a shooter he is.
He was fantastic, that's for sure. Of course, he's not here tonight. His grandfather passed away, which is bittersweet, as that's a traveling violation because he and his lovely bride, Christy, just became first-time parents like a week earlier.
Congratulations to him and Christy.
So congratulations to the lovely Redford couple, but unfortunately, Brad's grandpa on his dad's side passed away, so I'd imagine he's probably in Frankenmuth for tomorrow's funeral. He'll be out the whole weekend, but he'll be back hopefully on Thursday. But he'll be here Tuesday if needed.
Absolutely.
But Northern Kentucky's concentrating on getting a top 4 seed, and if they continue to take care of their business, they might be able to do better than that.
Yeah, if they keep playing like this. This is a Northern Kentucky team that absolutely could win it all in a couple of weeks. Just so focused on both ends of the floor.
Langdon misses, and it's tapped out of bounds. It looked like by Robinson, but apparently it was off of Williams, and it'll stay downtown with Northern Kentucky.
It's just one of those things when it's just not your night. Even balls that are tipped out of bounds, like you can't even get a break there. It's been all against Robert Morris really from the jump tonight.
It was definitely a bum rush at the door, as Public Enemy used to say, and Faulkner creates some contact. He sends Ferris flying, and they will give him a flop.
You can live with that. Own the paint. NKU's done that. 32-16 in points in the paint, and D is the key. And Robert Morris didn't play any in the first half, and it didn't help that Northern Kentucky knocked down every open shot they took. And in the second half, it's been Northern Kentucky that's locked down the defense. 3 of 16 from the floor for Robert Morris in the second half.
Here's Spear, and he's been held relatively in check after having a double-double in that 10-point victory back in January. Andy Toole's the guy to rebuild for them, and that's where they're at right now. It's just going to take some growing pains and just having to take some lumps, but I think they'll be prepared. They have a fantastic arena there to recruit to, as Cam Ferris makes the shot there. So I think the future's still bright for Robert Morris. Hopefully their fans don't get disillusioned in the process.
Beautiful arena, beautiful campus, a suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, besides their football team, nothing bad to say about the city of Pittsburgh.
Or the Pirates.
Or the Pirates. Yeah, that's another story altogether.
Amir Garrett wouldn't say that, but I'm not going to go there.
Absolutely. But, yeah, they're going to be fine. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Toole was looking for his 200th win as another outside shot for Marquez Ward. He's going to have to wait until Saturday to have another chance at that 200th win.
So Marquez Warwick now with a career-high 7 three-pointers made. He has 28 points on the night, just 2 off of the career high he set earlier this season back in December against Canisius. Ferris, pump fake, he'll drive. Takes a more difficult shot and makes it.
He's playing with a lot of confidence. That was a tough shot, and he was able to knock it down. He's played pretty well. It's just hasn't had enough guys come along with him.
14 points off the bench for the sophomore out of Burlington, Vermont, and he knocks the ball away temporarily from Warwick. In the middle of the zone is Faulkner. Now he'll get it back on the perimeter. Robinson will take the 3 from the corner, no good. Warwick gets the rebound, and there's 30 for Marquez Warwick, and a quick timeout called by Northern Kentucky, and that'll also be a 30-second timeout.
I think Warwick was surprised that he had so much room between him and the basket after he grabbed that offensive rebound. Expected somebody to come over, and nobody did come over.
There you see the replay on that. And just getting that carom off the opposite end, the weak side as it's referred to, and Warwick's like, yeah, look what I found. Merry Christmas to me.
I mean, when it's your night, and it's absolutely been his night. Really from the very start, he set the whole tone for this game, the way he came out and shot, and everybody came right along with him. And when this team, they're not going to shoot like this every night, but when they play like this, and it's not the 74, Brady, it's the 45, the way they have D'd up, especially in the second half, it's going to be awfully tough to beat when the month of March rolls around.
Not only has he tied his career high in points with 30, but he's tied his career high in rebounds with 7. But he will take a break now as David Bam is checked into the game. Bam got some playing time on that road trip up to Detroit Mercy and Oakland, and he's a guy that, they really still have high hopes for. It's just this has not been a great season for him. Here is Green into traffic, and they'll call a foul. And they got the low man there in Bryson Langdon.
Because Chris Brandon was sitting behind, just lurking behind that shot, waiting to send it back to the other end. That ball was traveling to the other end faster than that putt that went through.
But it's a clear foul on Langdon there, and it will be a 2-shot foul. I thought he might have had himself in a situation where it was on the floor, but Green gets the benefit of the continuation, and he makes the first free throw. And in hindsight, he would get the second free throw anyway, as Brandon goes out and Nelson will return.
Green, a transfer in from Bryant last year, started 21 games, averaged 16 points a game.
Yeah, and Bryant is where Adam Alita landed out when he used his graduate transfer year. So, and they played against University of Cincinnati very early in the season as well. So hopefully Bryant should be on the radar for multiple reasons for Northern Kentucky and Robert Morris fans. Here's Nelson with it. He's going to work on Spear. Spin move into traffic. He still has it. One more, Langdon. No, ball fake. They're doing a great job of guarding the perimeter right now, and Hubie Provorius has it rejected by Enoch Cheeks, and there's just 1 second on the timer as Jake Evans will come in. So this is going to have to be a lob and a tip here as Robinson goes out.
How much Provorius could have done there? He could have either taken the contested three or drive in and have his shot blocked at the free throw line.
Let's see what action they run here. Langdon lobs it for Evans of all people, and it's intercepted. And that is Tristan Jeffries, a new player in the game for Robert Morris, wearing number 13. Haven't called his name yet tonight. And Jeffries will have his name set again, this time for a made basket.
Well, Jeffries is someone they're counting on to kind of get early playing time as a defensive stopper, and he comes in only 30% from three-point range and buries one.
Freshman out of Jersey City, New Jersey is Tristan Jeffries. Here's Langdon. Nelson positions for the screen. Evans is going to lob it to Nelson. Instead, a foul was called before the pass is even thrown, and that's going to be called on Michael Green.
It's only the second foul on Robert Morris in the second half.
Well, down by 24, I don't think you have to worry about fouls to give when it comes to that situation, but at the same time, got to be able to get some stops. Here's Langdon. He's all alone. No good. Jeffries with the rebound, and here comes Green. He doesn't have numbers, but he is undeterred, and he misses, and here come the Norse. And Cheeks intercepts it. He will challenge Bam and win. Enoch Cheeks.
Aggressive, strong drive to the basket. Thought there was going to be a foul call as well, but Cheeks not afraid, taking it strong to David Bam.
There's Provorius over to Langdon. Nelson again trying to screen. Nelson with it. Nelson working on Spear.
Adding in 7 rebounds and only playing 28 minutes. So you do all that and you get basically a breather tonight. You don't have to put in the heavy minutes. That is certainly quite the night for Marquez Warwick.
Of course, Youngstown State comes to town to wrap up regular season play on Saturday. And Spear takes it to the big fella and flushes the Stufferino with authority.
Nope, somebody took that picture of that poster, because that's definitely what that was.
Noah Hoopman took the business end of that exchange. Here's Provorius. I think Cheeks got a finger on it, and Noah Hoopman scores his first bucket of the year after taking the facial on the other end.
I give him credit for that, because not only did he take the facial, he heard about the facial as well at the other end. He's able to come down, get an offensive rebound, and get a bucket.
Here's Cheeks with it. Out to Jeffries. Green working on Provorius. He'll step back, no good. And a tip back dunk for Khalil Spear. So Spear, who struggled most of the game, gets back-to-back slam dunks. One on a poster and another on a tip-in. And now Zay Mason lays it up, and he scores.
Offense doesn't stop even when we put new players in the game.
Isaiah Mason, a really talented freshman out of Bowling Green, Kentucky, got off to a slow start, fell behind, and hasn't played much, but he is definitely a part of this future for Northern Kentucky. As Evans on the run, and he waited a little too long to dish that one out. And he commits the charge. And now, be prepared.
Ready for that ovation.
Be prepared. This place might have the roof blow off of it. Sabian Sims, this crowd loves him, but they have a whole lot of affection for that guy, David Wassler.
And when it's David Wassler time, you know it's been a good night, and it's been a good night for Northern Kentucky, and he's going to get the chance to bask in the cheers over the last minute 54 of this blowout win.
He made a three-point shot in that Alice Lloyd game, and I thought this place was just going to implode. Here's Cook, down low to Spear. Williams goes after Wassler and scores.
Good defense there. Just stronger play by Williams to get the bucket.
Still a 20-point lead. Sims wasn't expecting that pass from Evans because, quite frankly, he was losing control, and now Cheeks knocks it away.
And you can see the frustration from the Robert Morris players. It's clearly not been their night. They basically were shot out of the gym before the first 10 minutes of the game were played. So a little extra frustration for them. But, you know, you don't have time to feel bad about it. You got to get back on the horse and get ready for that tough game Saturday up at Wright State.
And Cheeks reaches in from behind, and that'll only be their third foul. No, actually, Wassler gets the foul called on the moving screen, and the fans just may riot.
I'll tell you what, that takes a lot of guts to make that foul call in here. You're gonna.
Sometimes you got to have a better feel than that, right?
That's exactly right. You got to know the situation.
I mean, I get it's a foul and you're graded, but, you know, you got to take the L sometimes as well.
I mean, who needs tournament games? You got to make sure you make the people happy.
Here's Williams over Wassler, and he scores. It's a 2-point shot there by Williams. Now, Wassler will probably get to play on Saturday. It's Senior Day, 7 p.m. Looking forward to it. 4 seniors for this Norse team. Boy, I tell you what, they want him to shoot badly. And Robert Morris isn't going to be the punchline of anybody's joke, that's for sure. As Cheeks steps in front of him. And the windmill! Enoch Cheeks.
Give Robert Morris credit that they have played hard till the very end, but they had no chance tonight the way Northern Kentucky came out. And sometimes that happens at this level. A team just gets so hot that you can't do anything about it. It's just an impressive performance by Northern Kentucky.
They bum rushed the stage, definitely. I know I said that earlier, but it is for sure a fact. And I think Northern Kentucky, are they going to dribble it out here? No, look out. Oh, it was short. I thought they were going to toss babies in the air if he would have made that shot. And now Spear lays it up and in just ahead of the final horn. And that will be our final.